Hello everyone, welcome back to Selene Apoptosis. Let's go ahead and continue. That's why when Ethan got behind the wheel of his old sedan, he wasn't doing it for the rider who is tormented by shadows. He was doing it for himself. In the email, the acquaintance described in detail how to find his house and how to get inside. Too much detail, as if he had already resigned to his fate. Something would get to him very soon, and he won't figure anything out. This is just a notice, Mr. Harrison. A notice of life termination. This happens when you look into the abyss for too long. But looking isn't enough, is it? You shine a flashlight into it, throw stones, and whistle frantically, like a vandal who managed to get into an abandoned house. You're excited and terrified. And then only terror remains as you realize the door is slammed shut behind you, and the handle won't budge. This thought made Ethan speed up, and then just as abruptly, to hit the brakes. The wheels let out a short, hysterical shriek. The car swerved and stopped on the side of the road. The blood was pounding in his ears. Ethan's breath came in short gasps, his eyes searching blindly in the dark. After calming down a little, Ethan pretended. Who was he trying to fool? Then the night road was empty. He was examining his navigator. There was but one thought in his head. What is he doing? What the hell is he doing? Seems like he asked it out loud. There was no one to answer. It's not too late to turn back. Turn the car around, go back to the city, to the apartment, lie down on the sofa and sleep, sleep until the morning comes. In the morning you will call hope again, and the thought was cut short. Actually, it didn't lead anywhere from the very beginning. A dead end. The truth was, he had no place or reason to go back. He wanted to go back to the past, and that task was beyond him or his old Toyota. In the present, he had nothing left but the granite gray road ahead and the decision to go. If he hurried, he might still be able to help. The car slowly took off. The rest of the way, and there wasn't much left, Ethan was thinking about his acquaintance. Or were they friends? Probably. You don't take acquaintances for a journey to the bottom of the abyss, do you? Ethan was thinking about his friend, how long he'd been awake in particular. It had been, Ethan glanced at the phone in the open glove box, quite a long time. A month or so, judging by the emails. How long can a person stay awake? The question followed his car silently. Ethan drove into the suburbs and turned the car around on Deputy Road. Sign, speed limit 25 miles. The bend in the road seemed as white as an old bone. Ethan turned down Sycamore Street. The lawn in front of House 8 was overgrown with tall grass. So tall as if it hadn't been touched for... How long can a person stay awake? Ethan thought it was probably the rainy weather. He didn't remember much the past week, but he was pretty sure about the rain. Even now, the ground is still damp and springy underfoot. Yes, it must be the rain. Humidity makes grass grow faster. When he got out of the car, a shadow detached from the trees near the house. Ethan stiffened and eased a moment later. The figure quickly walked away along the narrow concrete path. Just a passerby. Ethan watched him go. The concrete beneath his boots gave way to gravel. Ethan walked past a sprawling hemlock, covered rosettes of small white flowers. The bush reached up to mid-thigh. All the windows were dim, no lights anywhere. The house stood a little way off, dark, quiet, and still as the night itself. Almost like the house was slumbering along with its host. For a moment, Ethan felt stupid and was about to turn back to the car. He stayed after all. He was invited. No, not that. He was called for help. Maybe he and his friend got a little too stressed, and that's all. Induced delusional disorder in all its glory. Maybe Ethan was desperate to be needed, so he jumped at the chance to be someone's savior. Perhaps his unfortunate friend had finally fallen asleep, and disturbing him was a bad decision overall. Well, Ethan was fine with that. He just wanted to make sure everything was okay. Ethan firmly knocked on the door. No one answered, neither the first time nor the third. No lights came on and entered the rooms. There's no sound behind the door. One of the windows on the second floor was open. Ethan moved away from the porch and tried to take a better look. No movement. The house was asleep, and his sleep resembled torpor. Ethan himself came to think he might be dreaming. But if two people share the same dream, is it any different from reality? Slowly, as if that really was a dream, Ethan went to the flower tub the letter had mentioned and took the spare key from its hiding place. Just as slowly, he returned to the door. The key rattled 3 times on the lock, and the door drifted inward into the darkness. At the top of the stairs leading to the second floor, there sat a cat. Ethan tried to call out to it, but the cat didn't move, still watching with bright, round eyes. Ethan plunged into the darkness about the house. The darkness and stench, which were almost one and the same here. The smell, unbearably thick, dense, wrapped the house in a suffocating shroud. Ethan tried not to think about where it was coming from. Instead, he thought of Selene, or rather, her dark counterpart, Hecate. The ancient Greeks believed that she appears in the form of a dog. But dogs were sacrificed to her, weren't they? Better turn the light on. It was really better to, but Ethan couldn't get enough courage to do it. Dogs are the natural enemy of cats. Light is the natural enemy of darkness. Life is the natural enemy of death. And what wish could be more natural than a wish to destroy your own natural enemy? Ethan stumbled over something. He looked down. And was peeking out from behind the kitchen counter, blackened and swollen. Of course, Ethan would have seen more if he'd had a flashlight. Somehow, Ethan wasn't surprised. As if it's him, not his friend, had long ago resigned to his fate. You have received the notice of life termination. It suddenly dawned on him. Madness, curse, and death are contagious. And this is not a dark age superstition, an actual law of reality. Selene, Hecate, Artemis. Madness, curse, and death. Here lies the accurate answer, as accurate as it gets. The answer has 3 faces, and he himself wished to look into each of them. Ding. I sounded like glass breaking in the hall, but it wasn't a window collapsing. The light bulbs. Someone was smashing light bulbs with a bat, one by one. The sound was getting closer. Ethan closed his eyes.
「とある雨の夜に見知らぬきれいな人が玄関先に現れた。君は